Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, a man accused in a Lexington murder has been returned to the city and will be facing a judge this morning.
Friends and family members will say their last goodbyes to a Lexington native and her husband killed in the Brussels attacks today.
And what he thought was a traffic stop turned into quite a scare for an Eastern Kentucky man. Find out why ahead this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good Thursday morning to you. I'm Michelle Chamberlain.
And I'm Bill Bryan, and it's so good to have you on WKYT. It's bright and early, dark and early, we might say.
That's very true.
And it's chilly in spring, so go figure, you know?
Yeah, you're in the studio. You kind of forget, oh, the sun hasn't come up just yet.
That's right, but it's on the way, and but it's not going to do much for us, it sounds like. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris on this strange weather pattern.
Yeah, it really is, especially with that cool air filtering on in, the gusty winds, more showers in the forecast for today and tomorrow. It's pretty active, and there's not much in terms of this really going to just affect your day. Really just severe weather or a lot of snow. It's nothing like that, but it's just that annoying rain that's going to be falling as we track off through the afternoon, off into the evening hours today and tomorrow. 40s right now. We'll finish off right around 50 degrees. We'll have the gusty winds back in the forecast, about 15 to 25 miles per hour, and that winter feel stays put with some active weather. I'm going to be talking about that, show you when you can expect more rain, and also maybe a few snowflakes here and there. We'll talk about that coming up.
All right, thank you, and let's get to the news.
A man accused in the Lexington murder case has been returned to the Bluegrass and will face a judge later this morning. Devontae
Hobbs was booked into the Fayette County Detention Center last night after being arrested in Detroit last month. Police say Hobbs is accused of shooting Timothy Brown multiple times in the McDonald's parking lot on Russell Cave Road. That was back in January. WKYT's Mark Barber joins us live from outside the courthouse with more on the case. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. It took police nearly 3 months to track down the 21-year-old accused of killing Timothy Brown Jr. Since then, investigators have learned much more about the motive behind the January murder. According to an arrest warrant, Brown agreed to meet with Devontae Hobbs, a Detroit man, to sell him drugs back on January 12th. The meeting happened in the parking lot of the McDonald's on Russell Cave Road and New Circle Road. A witness told police that Hobbs tried to rob Brown during the drug deal. When Brown tried to drive away, he was shot several times. Police later found the 23-year-old father slumped behind the wheel of his car after he crashed into a tree in the parking lot. He was rushed to UK Hospital, but he died there a short time later. With the help of a witness, police were able to identify Hobbs, and they arrested him yesterday afternoon. He is now charged with murder and robbery. He will stand before a judge for the first time in the case here at the Fayette County District Courthouse this afternoon. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Thank you, Mark. The visitation for a Kentucky native and her husband who were killed in the terrorist attacks in Brussels will be held today. Stephanie and Justin Schultz were in the Brussels airport when bombs exploded 2 weeks ago. Visitation for the couple will be from 3 until 8 today at Southland Christian Church on Harrodsburg Road. Another visitation will also be held tomorrow from 10 until 2. A joint funeral will then follow, also at the church.
Time is 5:03 on WKYT, and a man is behind bars in eastern Kentucky after investigators say he was caught impersonating a police officer.
And new this morning, we're learning more about what led to his arrest from the victim he pulled over while pretending to be a member of the law enforcement. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner is at our live desk this morning with details. Good morning, Caitlin.
Good morning, Michelle. Now, drivers get pulled over on the roads every day, but a turn of events has an Ashland man thankful he did what deputies are calling the right thing. Joshua Brock was driving down Route 60 in Ashland late Tuesday night when he was pulled over by an officer in an unmarked truck. The officer walked up to him and asked he take a sobriety test, but Brock says he hadn't been speeding and he wasn't drunk. He actually says the officer smelled of alcohol. With quick thinking, Brock dialed 911 when the officer walked back to his car. It ends up this officer wasn't an officer at all and had a loaded gun, several other weapons, and vodka in his truck. Unfortunately for that fake officer, he's the one that left in handcuffs.
He did look the part. I'd say if he hadn't have been drunk, wouldn't have been wearing a SWAT vest, maybe like a button-up, he could have pulled it off.
Now, the man behind the vest ended up being 33-year-old Timothy Stauder from Ashland, and deputies say they don't believe he has any background in law enforcement. At the live desk, Caitlin Setner, WKYT.
Family and friends are remembering 3 people who died in a fire at a Lee County apartment building. The fire destroyed the building on Country Club Road in Beattyville Tuesday morning. The Lee County coroner says Samantha Daniel and Johnny Bishop died in one apartment and Jennifer Heaton died in another. Family members say Daniel and Bishop were engaged and also expecting a baby.
She had found a nice boy, and they were excited to start their life together. They had just gotten an apartment. They were happy together.
Investigators say they still haven't figured out what caused Tuesday's deadly fire.
The wreckage of a tourist helicopter that crashed in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee has been moved now to a storage facility. Federal investigators say that move will allow for in-depth fact-finding as they try to figure out what caused the crash. All 5 people on board died when the helicopter crashed and burst into flames Monday afternoon near Pigeon Forge. The pilot was 38-year-old Jason Dahl. Joanna Morvant, her adult son and adult daughter, and the daughter's boyfriend also all died in the crash. God's Pantry's food bank is planning to expand its service to senior citizens in Lexington. It's part of an arrangement through the Commodity Supplemental Food Program. And to qualify, you'll need to be at least 60 years old and have a monthly income less than 130% of the poverty level. People who qualify will receive juice, cereal, milk, canned meat, and vegetables, among other items. For information on how you can apply, you can go to our website at WKYT.com. We'll provide you a link there. Well, the family of a boy badly injured in a shooting in Lexington say they still need to raise more money to buy him a service dog.
10-year-old Antonio Reese suffers from memory loss and seizures since being shot in the back of his head just over a year ago. And as we first told you last month, Antonio's family is raising money to buy him a service dog that will help in his recovery. Yesterday, we sat down with Antonio's mother, Tara Murillo, to see how the fundraising was going. She says donations have been pouring in and calls the community support a blessing. More importantly, they are now just a few $1,000s shy of being able to get Antonio's dog. With his 5th brain surgery scheduled for later this month, Tara says the dog will hopefully allow her son to be a kid again.
The dog will be able to allow him to kind of get it out of my bubble, I guess you could say, and allow him to gain back a small piece. I say take, but was truly robbed from him. A small piece of childhood, the small piece of being able to have his independence back.
The family will hold a yard sale and a bake sale next Saturday to help raise more money. It will be held at Al's Auto Repair Shop on Main Street in Nicholasville. As for Antonio's thoughts on getting his own dog, he told us it's a dream come true.
All right. Well, we hope it all works out, certainly. 5:08 on WKYT. We're just getting started with all the latest news. Good to have you with us on this Thursday. You can see the weekend now. It's on the way.
A par 3 contest ahead of today's Masters tournament saw some record-breaking performances. And among the performers, a Kentucky native. Check that out. That story coming up.
And we're going to be looking at some cooler air sliding on in here, gusty winds, also a little rain. Yeah, it's going to be an ugly forecast the next few days, and I might have that coming up next.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
We have a few showers in the far northern half of our viewing area. They're light showers, not going to really affect us all that much, but it's just not fun to walk out in if you're about to walk out the door. 75, 25. As you work your way up, say 27, you're going to be running right into those showers, and they're making their way over toward Maysville as we speak. A little zoomed in into that area. And as you can see, it's not much. I mean, just a few showers, but still, it's not fun. Once again, to try to get out in the morning hours, it's already that you're getting up early, but you're getting up early into this. So just keep in mind, yeah, as you're sitting over toward Fleming County, Mason County, say even Mount Olivet and Robertson County, here come some showers along the way. Temperatures are there in the 40s. We'll finish off in the mid-40s for virtually everybody. So Lexington, another 2 to 3 degrees, and that goes for Richmond, London, Jackson, Moorhead. And then we jump back up. I say we jump. I mean, it's a minor jump to about 50 degrees. So during the morning and toward the early afternoon hours, I expect a few showers here and there, especially along 64 northbound. Then we get into the afternoon, and then you're talking about scattered showers. No real thunderstorm threat, just scattered showers as they roll on through with gusty winds. And that filters in some much cooler air. We go throughout the night. Evening, you will still have some showers. I would say they start to taper off around 9 to 10 p.m. And once they taper off, the clouds start to separate. When the clouds separate with that cooler air filtering on in, what happens? You get some much colder temperatures, 29 degrees tomorrow morning, which means we have a freeze watch in effect through tomorrow morning for areas, really the Mountain Parkway and northbound. It's your best bet to actually see some of those freezing temperatures. Could we see that down toward the south and southeast? It's possible to be extended that way. We'll see how it turns out, but for the most part, just know you're getting close to that 32-degree reading or below it no matter where you look. And there are the numbers tomorrow morning. This is 7 a.m. 29 degrees. Good news is nothing's falling out of the sky. Bad news is something will as we track off into Friday afternoon and into the evening hours. Here's 4 p.m. on Friday. Heading out to the races just doesn't look good, unfortunately. I'm not telling you not to go. It's opening day, right? But it's just going to be pretty ugly. You're going to have gusty winds. That's number one. Number two, it's going to be much cooler air. And number three, you have the rain along with it. So it's that triple threat that you just don't want on opening day of Keeneland. Once that tracks on out of here, look toward Friday night into Saturday morning. Now you're going to be talking about some snowflakes. Will we get any accumulation on the ground? I do not suspect that we actually do see that. However, some of those higher elevations, southeastern Kentucky or eastern Kentucky, there's that possibility of maybe getting some rooftop coatings. It is definitely possible. So it's something to watch for as we track towards your Saturday morning. On Sunday, yes, we have a hard freeze during the morning, but look at that toward the afternoon, guys, up at 50s to around 60 degrees. So if you're trying to make plans for the weekend, do not make them on Saturday. Saturday is your coldest day. It's not going to be a good-looking day. And then Sunday, you'll be right there, much better, much milder, close to average. So going to Keeneland will be packed on Sunday. There's no doubt about that. People trying to stay away on Friday and Saturday. Some people, a lot of people will still go, but most people will go on Sunday.
Yeah, no. Well, it would be pretty much an interesting sight to be out there, really, Friday and Saturday.
Wouldn't it be? Yeah, no kidding.
Let me know how that is.
Yeah, okay.
You said rooftop coverings, and I kind of went into a daze. Really? It's April.
All right, yeah, I know. 5:15 is the time on this April morning, and the golf world will focus on one of the sport's most prestigious tournaments this week. The Masters begins today at Augusta National Golf Course in Georgia.
And before today's play begins, many players took part in the annual Par 3 tournament that was held yesterday, but the lighthearted Par 3 challenge was unlike any in the years past. That's because a record 9 hole-in-ones were made. Check that out. Among the players to hit an ace was Kentucky native Justin Thomas. You can see he's the one in the pink polo they are celebrating. After his hole-in-one, his playing partner Ricky Fowler also hit a hole-in-one. How is that possible? Oh, man. Even at 80 years old, legendary golfer Gary Player also sank one from the tee box. And you know what? That's Gary Player's 31st hole-in-one in his career.
He just takes it in stride, right? You see him walk
like,
by.
I'm used to this. Just another day.
Oh, that's great.
Just another day for Gary Player.
And so the big tournament starting today. It's going to be interesting to see down there.
Oh, it's always a fun time.
You have to be quiet, you know, if you're down there, right? Okay. 5:16 on WKYT this morning.
When we return, we'll have a look at your money.
More bad news for troubled airbag maker Takata, and more millennials are going under the knife. I'm Hannah Daniels in New York. I'll have those stories and much more coming up in your CBS Money Watch report.
Hey, good morning again and welcome back to WKYT this morning. It is 5:19. Vacation sales fell last year, but by how much? We'll have that. And more young adults are choosing to have plastic surgery.
Hannah Daniels has the latest on your money.
After a two-day slide, the markets rebounded Wednesday. The Dow closed up 112 points. The Nasdaq gained 76. Federal regulators confirm a 10th death caused by defective Takata airbags. A Texas teen was driving a 2002 Honda Civic last week when she got into an accident and the airbag activated. Takata inflators can explode with too much force, spewing shrapnel at drivers and passengers. While vacation sales fell last year, they remain at the second highest amount in nearly a decade. The survey found location is key, with 40% buying beachside homes, 19% selecting either mountain or lake retreats. The cost of vacation homes are also up to $192,000. That's up from $150,000. More Americans under the age of 30 are going under the knife. 64% of members of the Association of Facial Plastic Surgeons say their patients are getting younger. Adding social media and trying to remain competitive in the workforce are given reasons. The top trends in plastic surgery is nose jobs, fuller lips, and younger looking eyes, along with Botox and fillers. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. In New York, I'm Hannah Daniels.
All right.
Very interesting. It's funny how the younger population is getting Botox, even though it's probably for the older generation, but there you have it.
There you have it, right. 521 on WKYT this morning, and it is good to have you along with us. And we'll have a lot more coming up in just a moment here.
That's right. Sports is next.
Tyler Ulis becomes the third Wildcat in the last week to declare for the NBA. He will sign with an agent, and his UK career is over. And what about the Cincinnati Reds? They're 2 for 2. They walked it off last night. I've got the highlights for you next.
Yeah, we're looking out and about and seeing still a few showers to the north of us, sliding eastbound. If you're sitting over towards, say, Lewis County, Greenup County, maybe even sitting there in Fleming County, rain's heading your direction. It'll be over you within the next 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how far away you are from all of that. But temperatures are in the 40s. We track into the afternoon. We'll be right around 50 degrees later on this afternoon, and also more rain in the forecast. We're going to get into that coming up. First, let's check out sports, see what's going on.
Tyler Ulis put together one of the most remarkable seasons ever by a Kentucky Wildcat, but now he is moving on. Ulis sat down with his parents yesterday afternoon, thanked everybody, and said he will hire an agent and go into the NBA draft. He's projected to go first round by Draft Express. Number 20, NBADraft.net, has him going early second round.
It's a dream come true, like you said. I've been, dreaming about this all my life. Me and my brother over here used to run around all of Chicago just playing guys 2-on-2, trying to hustle people. And, it just feels like yesterday, but now, we're here. I'm very happy.
It's funny, he believed more than anybody. I think I know Kelly, there's a paper he wrote in second or third grade when they asked him he was explaining what all our jobs were, but then he said, well, my job is I'm going to be an NBA player down the road. And again, every step he's taken, he said he'd do it. He said he'd be a college All-American and lead a big-time basketball program. He said he'd make the NBA. That's the next step.
John Calipari was not in town for the announcement, but in a release, he called Ulis the best floor general he has ever coached. And Cal tweeted out he's going to miss him dearly because all of the coaching will now fall back in his lap. Let's go to the Reds-Phillies first night game at Great American Ballpark, and in the first inning, Michael Franco tags Brandon Finnegan with his drive to right center. That's a goner. It's 2-run homer. It's 2-0 Phillies. Bottom of the first. Reds get one back thanks to Eugenio Suarez. That one gone deep to left. It is 2-1. It stayed that way until the bottom of the ninth inning. Bases loaded. Scott Schebler, who the Reds picked up in the offseason from the Dodgers, drives it to deep left. The tying and winning runs come on down to score. Schebler had struck out 3 times earlier in the game. Reds win 3-2 and have won their first 2 games of the season in their final at bat. That's a look at sports. Have a great day.